していただろうバカみたいな顔ぶら下げてまあだらだら生きていただろう休日空晴れてそれだけでなんだか嫌になっちゃうほど嬉しいマジでミラクルすぎてやばいぜ僕の頭じゃ予想つかないぜふざけたこの世に君がいるなんてミラクルすぎてやばいぜその変な言葉じゃ足りないぜ奇跡その1倍くらいありえないぜミラクルすぎてやばいミラクルすぎてやばいミラクルすぎてやばい
Alrighty, welcome everybody to Mania Squid Game. We are back with another special game with you, and I think this is going to be the most specialist game out of the special games. We have our challenger, Konkawe, and the challenge, or the player they selected to challenge, our #1 seed, SuddenDeath. This was a shocker for most people, seeing SuddenDeath get picked for the special game. I'm Walmart5193, and joining me in the booth today is Sparky. Sparky, how are you doing?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Could not miss arguably the most anticipated matchup of this weekend. The #1 seed versus the #2 seed in this tournament, Konkawe, the absolute mad lad, choosing SuddenDeath voluntarily for this matchup and an opportunity to try and knock them out of this tournament.
Yeah, if you are SuddenDeath, you're probably a bit worried about this one because you cannot sleep on Konkawe. They are absolutely a tank when it comes to any form of tournaments. Especially recently with their insanely good, just well-roundedness.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're a bit of a sleeper. They're not usually one that pops up in tournaments as a player. They're usually more well known for their staffing side, at least as far as I'm aware. But every time that they have shown up in a tournament, they are a force to be reckoned with. And like you were saying, SuddenDeath cannot afford to sleep on Konkawe's abilities. They're #2 seed for a reason. So we're getting the picks, the protects and bans out of the way. It looks like Rice is going to be the big hit right now. Punishment and Silly Willy Nilly going to be knocked out for this pool, leaving all the LNs and all the hybrids up here.
Yeah, and funny how you say Rice picks as Konkawe immediately goes for Speed'em. Maybe a bit. I would say they're probably a bit scared of SuddenDeath's long note abilities, since SuddenDeath did protect probably one of the most banned maps in this in the special games, which was Press Start. Not a fan favorite, but SuddenDeath going for the protect on that chart, and we're going with undoubtedly probably the most draining map out of all of the Rice picks.
Yeah, nothing else, just for the sheer length of it alone. I think this map is, at least on base rate, probably something that both these players can pretty comfortably act their way through. It's just going to come down to singular mistakes in the middle of the map, especially once the real drops start to hit the choruses and the density starts to ramp up. So it's going to be a very exciting matchup. I know Konkawe is always one for giving a good show, so well, let's see how it goes here.
Yeah, I think we're just getting ready for our players to ready up. Ref hasn't given the green light yet.
Yeah, SuddenDeath looking like they're gonna run hidden on this map. So
Really?
Yeah, it looks like they're getting more comfortable with playing with the lane covers, so this is going to be very interesting. Have not seen Sudden Death play with Hidden, at least in the times that they've appeared on screen before, so new developments here.
Yeah, and if you've seen Konkawe, like I would assume if you check the leaderboards of like any form of loved or hard ranked map, you'll probably see Konkawe sitting up there in like the top 10 or even number 1 if you're lucky enough. And the same goes for Sudden Death. They have been representing South Korea for MWC for quite a while now, not being afraid to show their insane abilities when it comes to practically anything.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, konkawe is showing that they are very comfortable on a map like this. 99.94 to start this map off. Sudden Death not too far behind, only about 0.3%, well within the margin for catching up on a mistake from konkawe. So this is going to be neck and neck, and we're still only in the beginning of the chart.
Yeah, this map is almost 5 minutes long. I believe this is longer than Party Starter, actually. It feels like it's longer than Party Starter, which is our
Yeah, it definitely
tiebreaker.
does. I think it's just because of the repetitive nature of the song, where we get into these pretty well-defined structures, and we're about to get into the first real dense section of the chart where things start to wrap up just a little bit here, but both players still very comfortable with what's going on screen.
Yeah, despite Sudden Death playing on Hidden, I've yet to see anything bad come from either side. konkawe still at the 99.9 range, and we are past the first quarter of the map already.
Yeah, this is an insane show of consistency from both these players. konkawe's UR bar pretty much dead center. Sudden Death finds the first drop. I think the lane cover finally doing its work, dropping its way all the way back down, but it's pretty clean miss overall. Still in that 99.6 range, but it is going to give konkawe a bit of a cushion to work with for the moment here.
Yeah, as this map, I would say it gets more dense as more bars get thrown, because as the lyrics get more faster, the map gets more faster and more dense, as you see these very broken streams jumped in with those really nasty anchors, or anchors being thrown in as well.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that the snappings change here and there, basically following along with the lyrics of the song, so you can't afford to autopilot, can't really afford to crush some of these patterns to maintain the combo, but so far not proving to be much of an issue for either of these players. konkawe finally dropping off that 99.9 for the briefest of moments, maybe picking up a couple of extra 300s for the road, but still comfortably ahead of Sudden Death for the moment here.
Yeah, as Sudden Death actually dropping a bit more accuracy than what they had earlier. Even with that miss, they're down to the 99.58. But despite that, that lead is actually still judgeable if konkawe can't keep up the consistency. But that is actually practically the opposite, because konkawe still has the lead, but not by much. It can take one slip up and Sudden Death will have the driver's seat. But we only have a third of the map left, and I believe this is just practically going to be the rest of the map is just these very easy broken streams. As konkawe finds the way back up to the 99.9, and Sudden Death finds another miss.
Oh, and that one might actually be the nail in the coffin for Sudden Death's run. konkawe has been basically on fire from the get-go here, still in that 99.9 range, still holding on to the FC here. Sudden Death needing to get back up with that 400 combo cap, about to do it here, but the damage has been done. It is still very slender lead, but quickly becoming an insurmountable one as we make our way into the last eighth of the chart.
Yeah, slowly running out of air for Sudden Death as the map is going down to its last eighth. As konkawe is almost back up to the 99.9 range. That is insane. But there is still map left.
Yeah, but the real bulk of it is done in Sudden Death. I think that's a client drop. The lag spike gonna be a little interesting to watch, but I don't see the combo recovering, so maybe just dropping on the transition. Bit of a hiccup, maybe forgetting where the note was going to appear because of the lane cover, but it has already been a foretold conclusion. I was not expecting this level of performance from konkawe. Sure, maybe a 99.7, but holding on to this 99.9, basically
996.3. Oh my
a
goodness.
V1 double S.
Yeah, V1 double S. Look at that ratio. Almost 5,000. Almost 5,320s right there.
That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I think even SuddenDeath is like, what is going on?
That is insane from konkawe, and we can see definitely SuddenDeath finding more bad judgments than konkawe, obviously getting 14,200s and 3 misses, which is still really good.
Yeah.
And also the fact that konkawe outratioed SuddenDeath, but this is going to be, I think, probably